Hi everyone. In this occasion, we're gonna create a database together. Um, this database is going to be in MongoDB. We're gonna try to make it a personalized database. So let's go here to the Git batch. We're gonna create a directory which is going to be for us to test, and it's going to be called, for example, Mongo DB test. And after we do such, we go to the MongoDB test. And after that, we're gonna make a npm install save. And in there, we're gonna put MongoDB. This is supposed to install the MongoDB client, which is a module of Node.js which will allow us to create a file with our own MongoDB client in our Node.js server. But first of this, we have to make an npm init. I forgot that. And let's clear here. Okay, let's clear here, and in here, let's put, for example, Notepad package JSON. I want to see if in the JSON is the MongoDB installed. And yes, it is. You can see that dependencies here says MongoDB. I was expecting that, but it's better to run first the npm init rather than just installing the package first, because the package usually install the Express and MongoDB together, and that's why it creates the package that JSON together, but it's not the most recommended habit. Okay, actually I don't use to do it in that way, and actually I don't even use much Node.js because when I use it, what I use is specific things. I mean, I usually do the same thing with React and all those things. I mean, I'm not like a very uh, innovator in Node.js, but I know how to use it. So after we have this, what we're gonna do is just to create a file. So, for example, MyDB, and this file is going to contain what we need for for the project. So let's make a code here, and you see this code that is over here. Let's copy this, as simple as that. And let's go here, and you see MyDB. Let's rename it to .js, and in here we're gonna place that, as simple as that. Now I am going to go down, and I am going to run node mydb.js. Sorry, I put that d extra. And if we don't have any error, we should have the demo database created. Okay? Okay. Right now I'm waiting. Let's see. As you can see, I got an error and it says timeout. And it's normal. That error is because I don't have yet created a database. For us to create a database, we have to go apparently to MongoDB and in there to create a database. So if that's the case, what we're gonna do is just to change this here to the actual URL which contains our database. I'm going to cut the video and I'm going to go to the MongoDB client, and in there I'm gonna create a database, okay? Because it is written, "You shall not put God into test. Who is God? Jesus Christ." Okay, right now I'm going to create a database. The database as we had it before is MyDB, okay? MyDB, as simple as that. Collection name, let's put it just, for example, I don't know. It can be, for example, notes, and let's leave it in blank in the preferences. And in here, I have created the MyDB.notes, but actually the database is just called MyDB. So here we have this. What we have to do now is just as simple as taking the link to the database. How we get that? Well, we go to the let me see where it is. Options, no, database access, and in here we got the user and more things. But in this case, it's just a network access. Let's add the current IP address, and let's look for the local URL to get to my database MongoDB Atlas. Okay, MongoDB connection string. We have seen that before, and as you can see, it's just this thing over here, and it is found actually on the MongoDB configuration details. It is here. Let me see. Sign up, create a new cluster, configure MongoDB users. So here, configure clusters, and in here, connect. As you can see, connect. This is what I need. And what I'm going to do is just to go to the drivers, I think. And in here, you can see, for example, the app name, resources cluster. But in this case, I don't want the resources cluster. I want the other um, cluster. Let's go to browse collections. And in here, I'm going to go to MyDB, overview, and as you can see here, every database has its own like its own URL, and that is what I wanted. What I don't know is which one is the one that I created recently. So what I'm going to do is to go to the database itself and to see the name if I can find it. Let me see here. This is resources cluster. I don't want that. What I want is the database, which is called um, MyDB. As you can see, we only have one uh, cluster, sorry. And as it is like that, we just have to point to the specific database. It is going to be easier than what I have just said. You will see. Look, I will go to here to the drivers, to the let's go back. For example, Mongo DB and Visual Studio Code, and in here I'm going to copy this part and in the database access, I should put the password that we have. But actually, user Sereno, okay, it has a password. So what we're gonna do is just to copy this and put it here. And the password is just something that we can generate or change here. Let's copy it. We're gonna update the user. We're gonna copy the password, and that's it. We have one problem, and it is that this finishes here without it. Okay. Let's now check if the database is created. Apparently, we're gonna get the same error. Um, we're going to get the error timeout again. So, because it's taking too much time. And as it is taking too much time, I have an idea that it is not actually working. So what I'm going to do is just to go to an example of how Mongo client sample connection, Node.js. And we're gonna see here a sample code, and I'm going to try to fix what I'm missing. And let's see. What I'm missing is as simple as that. First, that it is that I don't have the database like a schema. I don't have a schema for the database. Second, I don't have even the name. And third, the connection string is not being well tested. So let's create a connection string first. And here you can see that is exactly what I did before. Let's create a deployment and the download and start. Let's see if I am missing something. And apparently everything that I did is exactly as it should be. So as it is like that, what I'm going to do is just to try to check what would be wrong, what could be wrong, okay? Let's go to the Mongo driver, and here let's change this URL to this one. And you see these resources cluster is okay, but I wanted to point specifically to the database. And here in the password, let's put the password that I copied before. And let's clean my um, clip bin, okay? Paste bin. Because then after we have this, now it is kind of completed, okay? It is not going to create a database, but at least it's going to make the connection. Database connected. Let's put. Again, it's taking a lot of time. So, as it is taking so much time, I'm gonna check what could be wrong. Um, let's go to connect to MongoDB, Mongo client or URI. Let's This code is very complete, but it has the problem that we have to read it slowly. Let's try to understand it and to implement it. We have to make the connection, okay? Client connect. List data. Perfect. New Mongo client URI. Await client connect. Await client connect. Await list database client. Hmm. As you can see, this is together. Let's put that together. Let's start by there. Boom. After we put that, the client is actually in this case, um, we have also a finally. The finally goes right after the catch. If you don't know how to use that, I am teaching it to you right now. And the client is no more than, okay, this is the code. The the client is no more than the client that we have up there, okay? This is the client. Oh, sorry, the client is this one, which is the Mongo client. So everything right now is, being honest, very, very well. Let's change that to connected. It is connected even though I was not expecting it. Let's change that string here for the one that we have over down here. And the Mongo client can stay, just up there. And being honest, we don't even need that, but we need the required. So let's put, Mongo client. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. Let's go down. We have the main. This is database from the cluster. And let's make that function is going to be also here on the try. And sorry, not on the try. This is going to be here. This function, believe it or not, is being called here. That's why I told you that this, article, you have to pay attention and read it slowly, okay? And that's everything. Now we have to save the file as connection, they say, but in our case, we can leave it just like that, my DBJS. Let's check if we're not missing anything. Database list, where it is, I mean, from what it comes, and that is a problem because I haven't created that. So let's go here to look for database list. As you can see, it is not, created, so this could give an error if I don't declare the variable. Okay, and that's it. That was everything. Now let's just test it. And if it doesn't work now, this is our last try. Being honest, and yes, it worked. It worked. Believe it or not, it worked. These are the database that I on the cluster that is online on my Mongo DB. That is incredibly amazing. Now, what I'm going to do is just to make, for example, a console.alert saying that connection was successful. Console.log, and here I can put like a jump saying after that, saying something like connection successful. And now let's make again the node my DB.js, and you would see the connection successful in there. There you go. Thank you for watching. Remember that Jesus Christ loves you. Bye bye.